In this video, we're going to talk about strictly only risk management. This is extremely important whenever you're trading regular spot trades or future trades. Now, we briefly talked about it when we made this video, Blowfin Tutorials. This is a video dedicated only to risk management. Let's go. If you haven't already, definitely smash the like. I put this into Grok. This is on X. This is a paid account, so I'm not sure if you have to have a paid account to use Grok. But the prompt that I put was, please use a table showing a starting balance of $1,000 with a risk management of 1% and losing 10 straight trades. Then after that, winning 10 straight trades, and the winning was about 8%. So let's look at this table. This starts off with $1,000. Now you're only risking 1% of your total balance. You're not trading with this amount, you're risking this amount. That means if you're going to enter a trade, whether it's a regular spot trade or a leverage trade, and you're going to use your total $1,000 from your account, you can only risk $10. So if you lose that trade, regardless of your leverage, now I go over this in the previous video I just mentioned, and instead of concentrating on the amount of leverage, leverage is really irrelevant. It comes down to the amount you're willing to risk. You can risk 1%, which would be $10 on a 1x leverage, or you can use 1%, which is $10 on a 45x leverage or 100x leverage. You're still risking the same amount. The only difference is how quick do you get to that amount. If you have a 50x leverage, your stop loss needs to be much tighter than if, say, you had a 2x leverage, because with a 2x leverage you can have more cushion to where the price can move and fluctuate greater than if you have an extremely high leverage. So that's the difference between the leverage and the amount you're risking. The amount you're risking is still the same. It's still 1%, in this case $10. Now what I recommend is scaling into a trade. So if you have a $1,000 account and you can risk 1%, which is $10, I would go in 50%, which would be $500. And for that entry where my stop loss is at, I would only lose $5. If the price went up or down, wherever it went, if I added to the entry, I would add $500 more dollars. And depending on where the stop loss is at, depends on how much money I can put into the trade for me to only risk $5 more, totaling the $10, which is your 1% of your risk. So that is extremely important. If that did not make sense, rewind that part, because that part is crucial to risk management. Now, let's say we lost our first trade. Well, now we're trading with 990. So we enter our second trade. We have 990. We're risking 1%, which means we can risk 990 total. You can split this up into as many portions as you want, but as long as it does not exceed this amount, then you're good. Let's say we lost that trade too. Now we're down to this amount. And then you can just see it goes lower and lower and lower. And your risk for 1% started at $10. And now, after 10 losing trades, your risk is now $9.14 that you're available to risk. And let's say you lose that trade once again. You are a very horrible losing streak right now. You're taking time off in between these trades because this is just too much. You know, you're not revenge trading. You're controlling your emotions. I stress all this in my group. Again, reach out to me, trade_intuition, if you're curious about the group. Now, let's say you're down to 904. And now the season changed. Now everything's going great. We're actually risking the same amount, 1%, and we win. We win this time 8%. Our target hits. Nothing too crazy, not 38% or 50% or nothing crazy, but we win 8%. Well, that means we won, because we put in $904.38. We won $72.35, bringing our balance up to this. So now we risking 1% again, where now we can risk this amount and we win another one. Awesome, man. The tides are turning. We're doing great. We're high-fiving everybody. We're thinking we're the best, and we win 8%, and now we're up. We're up from our starting balance. And we do this over and over again. Now, will you be winning 10 straight? I hope you do. Is it probable? It's probable, but I mean, you're going to win, you're going to lose. That's part of the game. Winning and losing is part of the game. I actually have a song about losing. So definitely check that out. Let me show that to you really quick. Let me just kind of go over here to this. It's a new song that I just put out. Definitely check it out. Listen to it. And, see if you can relate to it. See if you can relate to it. It's this right here, Losing Trades. It's a great song, in my opinion. All these songs that I have, they're very relatable. So right now I'm working on these songs. There's 5 of them that I have right now. But all of these songs are very relatable. Going back to this. Now, let's say if you don't have $1,000, this is a $1,000 account. Now, let's say you don't have $1,000 account, you have a $100 account. How is that going to work? Well, if you have $100, you're risking 1% of the trade. That's $1. You're doing multiple entries. So let's say your first entry, you risk 50 cents. And then your next entry, your dollar amount may change either up or down. Well, it more than likely be down, depending. But you're only risking 50%, or rather 50 cents. So that your total is risking $1. Let's say you lose that trade. Now you're to this. And then now this is your beginning. You're willing to risk this much, 1% of your balance. And then now you're down to this. And you lose 10 trades again in a row. Man, what's going on here? Now you're down to 90.45. But now you start winning. You start winning 8%. So on this one trade, you made $7.24 because of this. And now you're up to this. Now your next trade, you're willing to risk 1%. So now you're willing to risk 98 cents and you win 8%. And now you're up to this. And then you do it again and again. Let's say after 10 trades, still risking 1%, and your winning starts to increase. Now let's say that was with $100. Let's say if you're practicing this, you're first starting out to leverage trading, you are very, very smart, and you're only trading with $10. Most of us, when we first start doing leverage trading, we do $100 a trade, $1,000 a trade, $5,000 a trade. Like, we go hard and we don't know what the buttons do, and we lose. We absolutely lose. Here, I strongly recommend, I save the best for last. I say, now, let's say you have $1,000 account, or a 10,000 or 50,000, whatever it is. Don't put that now. Only use $10. It is much harder to make $10 with $10 than if you had $1,000, because it's really easy making $10 with 1,000, but it's making $10 with $10. You're literally doubling your account. So it takes more practice and honing in on your skills. This I love doing as an exercise. Only have $10 in your trading account, and then risk 1%, which you're only risking 10 cents per trade. So you may only be trading, depending where your stop loss is at and your leverage, you may only be trading with 40 cents or 50 cents or whatever you're trading with, depending on what you're allowed to risk. And if you're allowed to risk 10 cents, well, then your first entry may be at a 5% or 5 cent loss. Your second entry may be, well, it had to be a 5 cent loss, because that would equal your 10 cents that you're willing to lose. Now, I know this does not look glamorous. This doesn't look fancy. This looks very boring. Boring wins the race. Then you lose. Now you can only lose 10 cents again, because it's only 1% of your stuff. 10 cents, 10 cents, until it comes down to here. Then you start winning, and you're winning 8% of the trade. So the trade goes up 8%, you cash out. One target, that's it. This is not accounting for any higher targets. It's just one target, and now you're bringing up your balance. You went all the way down to $9, literally $9.04. You had one winning trade after your 10 losing, and you're almost at break even. The next trade, you're willing to risk 10 cents and you win, and now you're above your beginning price. And then you go, after your 10th win, you have almost double your account. Let me know if this shed light on risk management. Let me know in the comments. If you haven't already, definitely smash the like. We go live every single day, Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday and Sunday at 4 p.m. We also do bonus streams. Usually they're midnight Eastern. Sometimes I'll do a 4 o'clock stream. Sometimes I'll do a 9 o'clock stream. It just varies. So make sure the notification bell is on. I do thank you very much. Once again, if you haven't already, definitely smash the like. Leave me a comment. Let me know if this video was insightful. Let me know if this video made sense. I do thank you, and we'll see you in the next video. Until then, as always, let's make this money. Take care, guys.